So what am I doing?
Okay, Bill, thanks for coming in.
Cheers.
So today will be our first workout, and I'll just run you through it step by step initially, just to get the ball rolling. So obviously, the session goal for today is to increase muscle mass, and this will be your push workout. So this is an exercise you've indicated at the start. You can train at least 3 days a week, so I think a great program for increasing strength and losing body fat is obviously push-pull legs. Push today, meaning that we'll be training our chest, triceps and shoulders, obviously exercises that require pushing movements. But moving forward, we're just going to start with a nice easy warm-up. So here on the rowing machine. Yeah. We're just working our way into the triceps. I'll just put the timer in. Yeah, so we're just going to do this for 5 minutes. Alright, cool. So now that we've just finished 5 minutes of the rowing machine, getting our heart rate moving and all that good stuff, we're just going to start with some stretches. So our first stretch will be a rotator cuff stretch. This one's simple but very important, especially on a push day. So the idea is to have some sort of resistance, a band or even a dumbbell, and all we're doing is coming from here down to here. We're doing 10 to 15 repetitions each arm. What this is going to do is warm our rotator cuff up and just strengthen those stabilising muscles. Yeah. So coming in line with it, having your elbow at 90 degrees. Yep, and then coming down. Yep, perfect. Yep, just like that. We're really targeting that that rotator cuff. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, and repeat that with the other arm. So just like this, keeping that elbow in a fixed position and simply bring it like this one, just like that, straight down like that. Yeah. Perfect. Alright. Whilst you continue with that, we'll simply set up for the next one. So the next one, similar to this one, is a chest opener. So I'll just show you how we set this one up. So obviously with a band or a cable machine, and very similarly, we grab our band, we wrap it around our post or pole or whatever. And there's 2 variations for this. We can do this on banding. That'll just keep that elastic tension like that, and we're simply opening up our chest fibres. Alternatively, if you haven't got a band, we can just do it against the pole like this, holding, trying to get deep into it, and then swapping arms. Again, allowing blood flow, stretching those muscles so we're not going to pull anything or strain anything. So try that with the band, and obviously after you've completed a hold with the band, swap arms, and then you can even try the post to see how that feels. So I'm just going to find out. Sweet. Yep, so after we've performed this, another shoulder opening exercise, similar to a lateral raise, which we'll be doing later in the program. What I find is another shoulder opening exercise, so grabbing small plates or small dumbbells, simply raising them to the sides. So a light, nice and easy lateral raise. Again, just making sure everything is warmed up before we start applying lots of stress to it. Yep, so perform that. Beautiful. So the next, after you perform this, the next one's going to be a lower back release, also known as cat and dog or cat-cow. Looks a bit funny, but it does have a purpose, and the main purpose is to release tension within the lower back. So obviously it's important when we're in the gym lifting heavy, you do sometimes find a build-up of tension in those main fibres that run down your back. So simply with this one, come down on all fours. We're going to be bringing our stomach all the way up and then all the way down and release. Up and down. And that should just help open up those lower fibres within the back and just making sure everything's nice and
Do you want me to
mobile.
tuck my shirt in so you can see?
Huh? Oh, that's alright, I can see from here.
In the past I've struggled with these.
Yeah. Coming up all the way and then fully down. And opening up everything. Perfect. And
Is
up.
that enough rotation? Or?
Yes, obviously, as far as you can open up, both in the up position and the down position. Everybody's range of motion is ranges differently, but the intended purpose is to obviously make you more flexible and mobile over time. And coming down. Perfect. So our next one after this is a standing side bend. So obviously this is going to be targeting our side core muscles and our back as well. So simply from here, coming down to the side, trying to keep your torso as upright as you can, but just keeping your arms straight and long and coming down as far as you can.
Do we face in the mirror?
Yeah, so you can face the mirror to see your range of motion and how it's looking. So keeping your chest upright, coming side, perfect, and to the other side. Really trying to get everything loose and feeling it work, the intended muscle group.
I can go down further
On one side?
on the left side.
Yeah. So that is common with a lot of people. Some people have a more flexible side, and obviously if you've had injuries in the past, that can inhibit mobility and range of motion. So our last stretch before we begin our workout is called a broomstick. So as you can see, it is a broomstick. Some people have dowels, and basically the intended purpose is to get your shoulder range of motion to the point where you can pretty much go all the way back through and up. So obviously at the start it might be a bit difficult, so just start by doing one side, and then back through, one side and one side. I'll get you to give that a go. So obviously the wider you go, the easier it'll be for you. Yeah, perfect, and this will really open up your shoulders to be able to give you full range of motion within your lifts. That's cool. Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
Okay, now we begin the fun stuff. So our first exercise is the barbell bench press. I'll just set this up for you. how we set it up, usually there's a fixed bench and rack. In this case we've got an adjustable bench. And how it works is simply coming down underneath it, putting our arms evenly spaced. So in this case you're about the same height as me, so I like to put my hands on the inner rings for beginners. Simply pressing up, coming over your body, and then coming down, touching your chest and coming up. And rack. So just to warm up, just do 8 to 10, and then we'll get into your working set. Yep, so I'm just going to come stand behind you. Yep. So taking it off the rack, bringing it over your chest. Yep. It's 2, 3, 4. One more. Perfect. Rack, back to the rack, down. So in terms of weight, how did that feel?
Yeah, that was good.
So
Just at this stage, and then I'll add more next time.
Okay. Cool. I'm Bill. So you performed three sets of 10 for our bench press. That was really good. Our next exercise is a incline dumbbell bench press. So similar to our previous exercise, it is a bench press. Obviously this one is now with dumbbells, and this is targeting our upper fibers of our chest. So we'll just get some easy dumbbells to start. Obviously we'll add more as we go forward. The correct technique for doing this is sitting the dumbbells on your knees, and as you're coming back, use your calves to do a little kick, a bounce, and try and do it one after the other. So we've got 1 coming back, 2. So 1 and 2. Sit them in line with your chest, slightly angled in, so about 45 degrees almost. And bringing them up to your chest, up straight, sorry. Coming down, up, down, and up. So a lot of the time people will go straight and then come down. Problem with this is it puts a lot of strain on your shoulders, especially your rotator cuff muscles and your front deltoid. To remove that strain and target the upper chest, which is what we're targeting in this case, is to twist them in slightly and then bring them up above you. Keeping it in line with your chest as much as you can the whole time. And then to come down, simply come down to your knees and back in the starting position. Place on your knees, perfect, and then, yep. Twist them slightly more inwards, yep, and coming up and down. 2, 3, we'll be doing 8 to 10, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 1 more. Yep, bring them back towards your knees. Yep, or straight down, perfect. Bring the bench all the way into a vertical position. Again, this is a dumbbell movement. This is dumbbell shoulder press, so this will be targeting predominantly our front deltoids, which is the front part of your shoulder. Grabbing our dumbbells, same thing, using our knees to get them up. Starting in line with your ears, straight above your head and down. Obviously, a slightly better technique is twist them in again, bring them slightly in front of you, and then coming up. This will just put a little bit more emphasis on the front deltoid, in this case what we're targeting. So I'll get you to perform that. Yep. Perfect. One more. 10. Perfect. Beautiful. So for this exercise we've got dumbbell flies. So I'll just make this one flat. Perfect. Sweet. Okay, so obviously this one is an isolation movement, and we'll be targeting our pectoral fibres. Very simple, lying down flat on the bench, holding dumbbells straight above you, coming down, feeling a big stretch in your chest, and from this position, keeping the arms in that same position, coming all the way up, down and up, down and up. So I'll get you to perform that. Yep, so I'll just roll these on the different way. Yep, starting in this position, going all the way down, feeling that big stretch within the chest. Yep, and then holding that same position, coming up. Beautiful. Coming down and up. Nice. Yep, same, perfect. Great form. And on the way down, nice and controlled. And squeezing at the top. Perfect. Good stuff. Okay, so for this exercise we've got seated lateral raises. This will be targeting our medial head, or our the middle deltoid, our lateral head. And nice and easy, we're going to keep our chest upright, holding the dumbbells nice and loosely to our sides, coming up to the sides and down. So obviously the heavier weight you do pick, there'll be, in most cases, more engagement of your traps. So keeping the weight nice and light and focusing on form and contraction first. So through here, I'm actually bringing my pinkies up slightly, so I'm not straight the whole way, I'm actually twisting slightly, and that'll just put more emphasis on that lateral head. And then nice and easy, straight up and control on the way down. Not coming all the way down because there's no tension here, so coming down just to about there. That way there's still a little bit of tension within the actual deltoid. Up and down, up and down. So I'll get you to perform that, please. up. Beautiful. This one's 10 to 12 reps. Beautiful. Cool. So for this next one, I know a lot of people don't like putting it in their push day, but in this scenario it makes sense. We're going to add re-delt flies, so obviously technically this is a pulling movement, but it is part of the shoulder, so we'll try and keep our days separate. But yeah, so for this one we'll be incorporating the rear delt fly. So this will be targeting our rear deltoid. And very, very easy. Coming down, bringing our arms up. Holding at the top. And coming down. Holding at the top. Coming down. So this one will be targeting that rear deltoid.
Like this?
Yep. And then so from there, holding them out like that. Yep, not quite as much out there. And then bringing them up as far as you can. Yep. Perfect. And we want to be targeting this muscle here, that fibre. Yep, and bring your chest slightly lower so you can almost touch your knees. Beautiful. And just 12 reps for this one. Yep, perfect. Sweet. Okay, Bill. So this one is targeting our triceps. This is called a dumbbell skull crusher. And basically, we're grabbing our dumbbells, coming back flat on the bench, having our arms starting in an upright position, simply bringing them down, past our head, keeping our elbows nice and close together, not letting them flare out, keeping them close, coming straight up, down, and up. Nice and slow on the way down, at least 2 seconds to get to the water, so that's 1, 2, and then up. So I'll get you to perform that one. Yeah, so straight above you, keeping those elbows close. Perfect. So this one's 10 to 12 repetitions. Yep, and making sure those elbows stay nice and tight, not flaring out. Nice. Sweet. Yep, so our final exercise will be banded push downs. So this is obviously targeting our triceps again. Nice and simple. I'll come to the side just to show you. Starting in this position, coming straight down. Up. about 45 or higher, depending on where our band is being placed. But coming down, and nice and slow on the way up. Down, and slow on the way up. Down, slow on the way up. Just need to perform this, please. Yep. Yep, so bring those elbows in line with your body. So bring them a little bit closer to you. Yep, and straight down from there. Yep, nice and controlled on the way up, nice. And 10 to 12 reps. Cool. Good job. So good job, Bill. You've just completed the first workout. We'll just go through a quick cool down. So for this one, we're going to be doing an aerobic cool down activity. So we're just going to go for a nice 5 to 10 minute walk. So we'll just do that now. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll actually walk around the gym. It's quite a big facility, so we'll go and do that. Cool, so we've just come back from our walk, tried to flush out all that lactic acid from our first workout. So we'll just come back through now and we'll do a chest stretch, so chest stretch, so come onto this pole. Same as what we did to start with, just loosening up that chest of yours, so that should be nice and tight from all that blood flow running to it. This will just help relieve some of that tension. So this on both sides. Nice. So next we'll do a banded shoulder stretch. So I'll just grab the band. Yeah. And this one, starting here and pulling out. Yeah. Same for this side, starting in and pulling out. Perfect. Give that a go. Yep. So keeping it in line with your body. Yep. And pulling out. Perfect. Yep. So just like that. Perfect. And keeping our elbow running parallel with our body and keeping it close to our body too. Perfect. 4 palms. Bring it out. Yep. Keeping that nice and tight and just straight out.
And this is a stretch or an exercise?
So this is actually a stretch, yeah. And then coming out and just holding it. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, so now we're just going to run through a nice simple neck stretch. So running through the movements that we've done, a lot of people build up tension within their neck, causing headaches later down the line. So nice and simple, just grabbing your arm and pulling that to one side and trying to resist against it slightly, but at the same time just really releasing that tension. After we've done one side, we'll do the other side. And we'll do forwards. And then coming backwards. And then a couple of free ones without the assistance of our arms, side to sides, backwards, forwards, and then a couple around the world just to really loosen everything up. Nice. Nice. We'll be doing that cat and cow one again. So, like we did at the start, coming down, down, up, and down. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. So next one is going to be a hamstring stretch. So during those movements, we did involve some leg drive. So we'll just try and keep everything loose. So keeping our leg as straight as we can. The other leg down or up, it's up to you. I'm just pulling down. I'm just really feeling that hamstring pull. And squat. Repeat. So now we're doing our, we've done our cool down aerobic activity. Yeah, so just running through some basic questions. Is there any suggestions on, questions on exercise volume or intensity you have at the moment?
No, I just need to do a bit more.
Yes, obviously, the more we do, the better you'll become at this, and your progression will change over time. So I'll just tell you how it briefly works. So at the start, we keep the volume and intensity quite low. So for our exercises today, the intensity has been about a 5 or a 6 out of 10. And basically how that looks is we use a scale known as RPE, or rate of perceived exertion. And basically how this works, a lot of people read the scale differently, but the definitive way is essentially if I give you an RPE of 9, that means after your one movement of a bench press or a squat, you should only be able to do one more. So 9, and then from 10 is now 1, 10 from 9 is now 1. If I give you a RPE of 6, you should have about 4 left in the tank. So if I'm getting you to do 10 on the bench press and I give you an RPE of 6, you should be able to do 14 total, right? So that's how the scale works. Obviously, over time, this will increase and get harder. I'll just come over here and I'll just show you how this looks through a diagram. So you can see here volume and intensity on this line graph, and how you can see progression, how it changes through the curvature over time with more weight being lifted. So have you got any feedback regarding today's session or anything?
No, I just need to keep moving. I'm a bit stiff, I'm a bit sore, so I know that I'll get better with it the more I practice. So
yeah, that's cool. So obviously moving forward, I've got your program. We've got a great base level, and yeah, we can keep going forward.
When will it get reviewed again?
So
stick with this for how long?
So we'll stick with this program for 4 to 6 weeks, depending on your rate of progression, and then obviously from there we can review it, see what's going well, what needs some more work, and then continue to improve from there. But yeah, great session today, Bill. Thank you.
Thanks,
No worries.
Max. Appreciate it.
No
Cheers.
worries.